All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first Town Council meeting for 2024. Happy New Year, and thank you to everyone who's in the room with us this evening, as well as those who are watching online. At this time, we're now called to order, and we'll move right into the opening prayer led by Councilmember Kalisha Dixon.
Father God, we want to thank you for your love and for your grace. We want to thank you for this moment. We want to thank you, God, for a new year. Thank you, God, for our councils, and thank you for our police officers. We want to thank you, God, for even our residents today. And God, as we come today, oh God, I pray that you will be with us, oh God. And Father God, as we come, let us be united with love. Have your way right now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Dixon. And at this time, we'll move forward with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember McBride.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, Councilmember McBride, and thank you to everyone in the room who was able to stand with us and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, we'll move to item number 4 on the agenda, which is the approval of tonight's agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Brown. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Dixon. Any comments or questions to the agenda? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. At this time, we'll move forward with the approval of the council meeting minutes for the December 11th meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Brown. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any comments, questions, or corrections? I just wanted to make sure we have the officer's name correct in the records. Under item 6, Chief, is it Officer Pichardo or Perchardo? Is that spelled correctly? Pichardo? No. For the minutes for last month, PRI. That's what I thought. So we just need to correct the spelling of. It is correct? Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Sorry, Chief, I didn't mean for it tonight. And then just again, under page 3 of 4, under D, Resolution 5-2024, it should say Region Forward Coalition. Yep. And it's correct where it has Councilmember Blunt on this one for the Food and Agriculture Region Member Alternate. Any other edits or questions about the minutes? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. Next, we're pleased to turn things over to Chief Collington for Police Department promotions.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, colleagues, and community. This is part of the Chief's position where I take honor and pleasure in recognizing the hard work that our men and women do, serving on the front lines of our community, protecting our residents each and every day. When they show proficiency in their duties and responsibilities, it comes a time when we advance them and elevate them. And tonight I take great pride in promoting 2 of our finest officers, Officer Colton Burnett and Officer Tyrone Merritt, from the rank of police officer to the rank of police officer first class. Gentlemen, you mind approaching? All right. You guys kind of face this way, face the mayor. The mayor reads you the oath. of office. And then we will pin you guys. Okay. And you can just use that one sheet if you want.
So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name. And having been duly appointed as a police officer effective January 8th, 2024 for the town of Bladensburg, do solemnly affirm that I will bear true allegiance to the United States of America, the state of Maryland, and the town of Bladensburg, that I will support the charter and laws of Prince George's County and the town of Bladensburg, and that I will obey the governor's orders and the officers appointed over me according to the rules and regulations of the Bladensburg Police Department. I will, to the best of my skill, judgment, and ability, with diligence and faith, and without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of police officer for the town of Bladensburg. Congratulations to you both.
Can I have Lieutenant Fishcorn join me up front for the penny? You can get the pins out for me. This is something that I tell each and every person that I hire, as well as when I promote them, to remind them that it is a privilege to wear that uniform, but it is an honor to wear this badge to represent the great town of Bladensburg. And we expect them to serve with the utmost professionalism and respect of our citizens, all of our citizens. And I would also like to say additionally that both of these gentlemen represent our K-9 units, both of them. Officer Burnett just graduated with the Operation Patrol Dog, Odie, and Officer Merritt will soon be graduating with the department's very first bloodhound. So Bladensburg we've turned the corner and we've reached new heights of to serve our community. So again, congratulations, gentlemen. Job well done. If you want to take a picture with the council.
Absolutely. And Chief, give us the name of Officer Merritt's K-9.
Officer Merritt's K-9 is
wanting to say
Jolene.
It's Jolene. That's
Jolene.
right. How can I forget that? Jolene.
Because I think that's a song out there somewhere, Jolene.
All right. Council, can we get a picture with our newly promoted officers? That's right. That's Luca's home. So before they go, did the council want to give any remarks or congratulations to our newly promoted officers? Councilmember Brown?
Yes, congratulations, and once again to a wonderful job that you all do here in the town of Bladensburg. As you all know, we do live and serve here in the town of Bladensburg. So thank you all for protecting and serving, and once again, thank your families as well.
Excellent.
Congratulations, and just let you know that we appreciate you and we need you.
Thank you. Councilmember McBride?
Thank you very much. We truly appreciate you and all that you do. And I'm looking forward to meet Miss Jolene.
And then I'll just, again, echo their sentiments. We're so just proud of you, thankful for you, and also for just expanding our services with the canines. The bloodhounds are great for those in the community who don't know. Their sense of smell is remarkable. So for residents who may have dementia and they call the police department for help, they can get an article of clothing. Those bloodhounds will track down that individual. We've had autistic children who've run away from home. Those kinds of dogs are so helpful in safely finding the individuals and helping them get returned to their families, so it's critical. And then Odie, he can detect drugs, you throw them out there, and that dog, he's going to find them. And so I know he's already being called upon, Officer Burnett, for other municipalities to have that expertise as well. So we're thankful that you're helping us step into the 21st century, achieving our vision, the chief's vision, and really building a world-class police department. So again, thank you, and we know this isn't the end, so just keep going. All right, thank you. There's a sidebar on the dogs up here. So with that, we'll move forward to public comment. And I have the sheet. I know the first individual is online.
Yes, let me make sure I can,
Okay.
let me make sure I can see that online. Hold on one second, Mayor. Would
Okay.
you like to go to the president, the
Sure,
people
sure.
president, and then we'll pull the online one? Okay.
Absolutely. So I'll go to the first in-person sign up while we get the online speaker together. Oh, is she ready? Okay. So give us a moment and we will try to get
Okay,
her.
yeah, I'm like, I can see her, I couldn't,
Okay.
she can. Okay, Renee, I think, are you guys ready to pull that up for me? Rick?
So, Mr. Gray, will we be able to see her on the screen? Okay,
It's gonna
perfect.
take him a second.
So for
it's-
the audience, just stand by.
Transition. There you go.
Good evening. I hope that you can hear me. Okay. Okay, great. All right. Good evening, Mayor James and Mayor Council and staff and everyone. I just had a couple quick information. The first is the flag at the shopping center with the thrift store and near the library. It needs to be replaced. I know that we recently replaced the one that is at the memorial site because it was looking really bad. And I think, Chief, you might have been involved in getting that one replaced. But the one in the shopping center, it looks like it was part of the Battle of Bladensburg. So it really needs to be replaced. It's shredding at the sides of it. So right around the corner. Okay. And then the other thing is that the Battle of Bladensburg occurred on August the 24th, 1814. So this year will mark the 210th anniversary of that. And it's also the 10th anniversary of the Battle of Bladensburg Memorial. And I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of that. And I guess maybe that something special can be done in August or something coordinated with other events. And that's all. That's what I had to say tonight. So thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Ms. Green, for. Uh-oh. Was she still-
There's a delay.
Oh,
So
okay.
she can, your audio is real time,
But the.
but our screens are
Okay,
behind you guys.
got
So
it.
So she's, yeah.
Sorry, Miss Green. I got confused because on our screen your mouth was still moving and I thought you had said you were done, but there's just a delay on our end. We want to thank you for keeping us informed and definitely will take that up about the 210th anniversary of the Battle of Bladensburg. That is an important day and see how we can make sure we recognize that. So again, thank you for all your efforts. I know Memorial Day's coming. We just got to 2024, but it's coming, so you'll keep us posted on efforts about that as well. Thank you. The next person to give public comments tonight is Ms. Susan McCutcheon.
Turned it on all by myself. Susan McCutcheon, I live on Spring Road, Bladensburg. And I'm very glad to have heard this evening about the legislative priorities and the basic message for all of those priorities, before I drill down to the maglev, which is my particular interest, is stay with it, don't sit back and do nothing, get involved, be a part of the community, and that is how you can can make actions happen. And it comes to, as Margaret Mead said, it comes to a community level. Small groups of citizens can do a lot. Now, for the maglev, I'm glad to see there's the opposition. Delegate Nicole Williams, it has pre-filed her bill against allowing the Baltimore-Washington Rapid Rail to get money from the state of Maryland in the future. That's always gone down, not been voted on eventually, but we hope maybe this year there'll be some motion on it that will be positive. And we are opposed, clearly, as I say every time, but we have been very successful in helping knock down the water permitting, the Tier 2 water permitting application that Baltimore-Washington Rapid Rail made, and there's so much against it. Their basic argument is, well, we know we're going to cause problems, but we'll fix them later, so don't worry. And we effectively, in over maybe 400 pages or so, broke down all of their arguments, sent it in, and we had a small group. We put out the word. We got a campaign. We got people to write in. We provided them with bullet points of the things things we had come up with after our review, and they used them in their own comments. And they got many comments, and it looks as though their permit will be denied, but we'll know for sure on February 4th. And then finally, well, not exactly finally, two quick things. Thanks for the support with Amen Trust. I'm on the board. I think that's fantastic. We have a lot of work to do, but that's great. And the last thing is, I am so pleased to see, I attended the last meeting about changes in voting procedures and for the Board of Supervisors of Elections. I am so pleased to see all the progress being made after several years of problems bubbling to the surface, and the actions being looked at, and I do hope carried through, are going to be fantastic. It's really going to create a great, a great system for a very strong voting process, and I think that's really important. And I'm sorry I didn't say good evening, everybody, Mayor and Council. I just went to the topic. That wasn't very good, but thank you so much.
That's totally fine, Ms. McCutcheon. Thank you so much for your feedback. Next, we'll move to President Gary Katz of the Bladensburg Volunteer Fire Department. And hopefully you can finish before the bell goes off and you have to run out the door again.
Evening, Mayor, Council, staff, citizens. My name is Gary Katz. I'm the President and Deputy Chief of Bladensburg Volunteer Fire Department for at least the next 24 hours. Because we have our meeting tomorrow for voting. Gary, cut your microphone.
You want me to start over? Or?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can start over and repeat the joke.
My name's Gary Katz. I'm the President and Deputy Chief of the Bladensburg Volunteer Fire Department for at least the next 24 hours when we vote tomorrow night. As I try to in January or February, as soon as I can get here, I'd like to bring the numbers for the year, see where we're at, and how we're let you all know how we're helping the town with our numbers. Total this year, Bladensburg Volunteer Fire Department ran 5,563 calls. For fire side, the fire truck, ladder truck, when it's in service, it's currently down for the last 6 months. But that has ran 2,732 calls. The ambulance has ran 2,831 calls. And total in the town of Bladensburg is 1,047 calls between the both. With a total of 54 fires for the year. The town bought us an ambulance, and we put it in service last year. And as of the end of the year, that particular ambulance has ran 964 calls by itself since the day we put it in service to December 31st, which I forget the exact day. But that it has allowed us to put the other ambulance that was from 2016 into the shop and get it back to a suitable position where we can alternate now between month to month. So we definitely appreciate that. We did purchase a new Tahoe for the chief and outfitted that, as well as a new pickup for the president, and hopefully one day I'll get to drive that as soon as I get the county to approve it. And then the town a couple months ago advanced us the yearly donation, which we have purchased the Tahoe actually the following Friday after we got the check, and we just finalized financing for the emergency outfitting of it. So that's still sitting at the shop, and hopefully we'll, with everything coming in, we'll hopefully be in service in the next 2 to 3 months, which allows us to our chief's vehicles updating the fleet as we go. Other than that, we're here to help. Give us a call. Greatly appreciate the turkeys. And I don't know, maybe we can get an arson dog.
Ah, that would be
I'm sorry, what's that?
interesting.
Oh yes, we yeah, we just the town also purchased the. It's actually called a combi tool. It's not Jaws of Life. That's a brand, but it's a combi tool, and what that allows us to do is it will allow us to do quick door pops. It won't do a complete extrication for the fire department side, but we are going to be doing cross training. I believe, have they gotten you the information on that yet? I'll make sure that's done by the end of the week. But we will be cross-training with the police officers for forcible entry into apartments or, I don't want to say barricade situations, but whenever you all, will call to request, hey, I need to get into an apartment that we just can't get into. That came in end of November, and we're working on getting the manufacturer to come out and set up the class. So I believe the training chief, who's just under me on the operations side, is working on that. At our last chief's meeting, that was part of the discussion to get that done, at least a date set up by the end of the month. And like I said, with elections tomorrow, we'll see if he's still the training chief or the next training chief. But either way, that will get onto the agenda so that we can make the police officers also work or understand how that be used. So we can just hand it off, and then we don't have to get in harm's way, and then we can come in and help whenever we're needed. So, is there any
Excellent.
questions or
Any questions from the council? I did just want to ask, it was really helpful last year to have the education kind of outing at the training commission for legislators and staffers. So I think that was in April, sometime in the spring, that it was housed out here in College Park, where you were a firefighter for a day. So we got to learn what it's like to be in
Yes.
your shoes. If they're doing that again, could you please let us know?
Yes.
Because I just want to make the whole council aware. I kind of got it last minute, but I
Yeah,
want to
it
share
was,
with others in case they want to participate.
Yes, ma'am. It was a. They let us know about a month in advance. That was actually something that the county put on as a recruitment for the volunteers. The county does have a volunteer recruiter for the entire county, and then like when stuff comes in through their website, the recruitment website, instead of directly from us to the applicant, someone that maybe doesn't know where they want to go. So the recruiter sits there, talks to them. What are you interested in? Are you interested in cutting up cars, using the water, busting down doors? And then she kind of guides them into the appropriate volunteer department. But then we also do have the ones that just come into the door, come in for a ride along specifically for Bladensburg. And then we're working through some trials and tribulations. They're putting a new program into service as a recruitment tracker. And that's kind of held up a couple of the applicants to where it used to be about a 1 to 2 month process from the day of application to the day that they get their ID number, that we're actually looking roughly 3 to 4 months now, which it's not, I'm not saying it's not good, but a lot of them they're going to other counties where they don't have that process. But that's also like Charles County, where there is no career department. So we deal with it as it comes, but we try to make the best of it and keep them active, coming in, riding, and everything. So, but yes, I will definitely keep you all up to date with any county-wide events, or even ones that we're putting on. As you know, we do have the training foundation that we're hopefully going to get our nonprofit status for this year, and then we can start more of the actual training for like CPR. Well, BLS is kind of you have to actually be a member somewhere, but more out in the public stuff that we can do in house.
Sounds great. Yes, Councilmember Blunt?
You thinking about doing fire drills for the apartments?
So the apartments they're a touchy subject. They actually fall under the county,
Okay, yeah.
and not that we don't do them, but it's kind of like the smoke detectors. You have to call the 311 number, I believe
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
and then they send us the list of who needs smoke detectors. Or like for the apartment inspections, you have to contact them, the county fire investigators,
Yeah.
and then they send us the list if it's out of date or if someone's requesting something special or has a complaint, and then we go out and do that. I'm not saying we can't do it if you call us directly, but the county has a procedure on
Yeah.
how to do fire
Yeah,
drills.
They have came out and spoken to the residents about it, but we haven't had a fire drill yet.
Yeah, it's
And that's the only thing, but I'll call the county.
and that's because it's actually to do a scheduled fire drill actually needs to have someone that knows how to teach a fire drill. It's not just as simple as pulling the handle and everyone coming outside. Like they'll actually sit there, they'll evaluate your building. This is where you need to go. This is the stairwell.
We had that already.
Yeah.
But
So
just to
And this
actually
is
fire
going
drill.
back, like when TA was
Yes.
still with us before she went to the state. So she came out, she did the education at Parkview, senior apartments as an example. And then the next step was going to be, after the education, an actual fire drill. So we would be able to walk through it. So for people in wheelchairs, they would
Yep.
know exactly this is the spot where you wait for help versus those who can actually walk down the stairs and assemble at the designated area. So just wanted to follow through on that this year if possible. And
Yeah.
if we need to call county, we can do that and then just see if they would give us
Yeah,
the
and
okay
it's
to work.
kind of, because even though we're our own entity, our own incorporation, we still fall underneath the county fire department, which is
I can
what
give you
we're,
I can
That
give you
the
his
stuff
number 'cause
earlier
he
was.
came out.
If you can call them and
works.
ask for one, they can, what they'll do is they'll contact us. Do you
Yeah,
have
he
anyone that
said
is
that.
an instructor too, which is the level
He
you
said that.
need to teach that? And then we say, yes, we can do it on these days, and then
Okay,
it all
Okay,
works
thank
out
you.
together.
sounds good. All right, thank you, sir. We
No problem.
appreciate it.
Y'all have a good night.
You
And I'm
too.
gonna
Thank
go
you
next
for
door and drive fire truck.
Yes, thank you for all you do. And at this time, we'll hear from Mr. Steve Whites.
I'm Steve Weiss, I live on Tilden Road. I want to thank Purnell and Public Works crew for their hard work of collecting leaves and running the leaf vacuum service. This year, the leaves fell early because the weather changed. Hello? Should I start over? Okay. My time's running out. I want to thank Purnell and Public Works for, the leaf collection and running the leaf vacuum. And they fell early this year, so Purnell adjusted the schedule, ran it before they were scheduled to start. And Friday, January 5th, the leaf vacuum ended. So we'd ask residents to bag any remaining leaves and put them in paper leaf bags. They don't accept plastic leaf bags. And help keep our streets and water drains clean and free. Some people might not realize if a car parks over a pile of leaves, the hot muffler could start a fire. A clogged street water drain can cause flooding. Also, it's illegal to burn leaves and trash in Bladensburg. Some people move into Bladensburg, start a fire in the backyard, a big cloud of smoke, the police see it. Next thing you know, the fire department's there to put the fire out. So, if residents could help spread the word about our trash pickup and leaf pickup services. At one time, we talked about making a welcome bag for new residents. A tote bag, a welcome letter from the mayor and council, and services listed, phone numbers to help new residents understand what our services are. And the town has an excellent town newsletter, email every week. They send out an email. If you sign up for that, you'll be able to find out what the schedule is for different things that's happening in town. And if you see a clogged street water drain, call Public Works or the town, let them know about it before it causes a flood. And as town residents, we all need to do our part to help keep our town safe and clean. And we want to wish the Bladensburg town staff a happy and safe New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Whites, for your remarks and also for your service to the town on our Bostwick House or Amen Trust group as well. We definitely appreciate you. So that completes the public comments for tonight. We will move forward. We did the Board of Elections supervisors updates in the work session. Did you want to quickly, Mrs. Bailey Hedgepath, recap that?
Sure. Just to recap it for
Yeah, I saw them. I turned it off. Sorry. The Board of Election Supervisors met on January 3rd at 3:30 p.m. They reviewed materials provided by College Park, which were some draft procedures, which they will be going over the next few months. And what they asked for are next steps on the timeline and the work plan. At that meeting, I let the board know that we were rehiring the clerk and that will be part of the new clerk's guidelines, but we will meet again in February. So there will be an update for the council again in March, but the group is progressing, and I'd like to thank the board for their diligent work and kind of keeping us on time and task and target for this information. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for that update, Mrs. Bailey Hedgepath. So that concludes unfinished business. Now we'll move into financial business with the FY 2024 budget updates from Mr. Tenali, who loves to talk budget. And we love to hear it.
And I just set my timer, so I'm trying to, because, good evening, Mayor and Council, and Happy New Year, and to the residents out there. I have a budget update through November. You might ask why it's through November, because we're still closing out December until about the second, at the end of this week, when we have more complete information. I'm just going to go to my financial report real quick. I'm going to share it up on the screen. Okay, so I'm just going to go right to the graphs. It's easier. Yeah, okay. So the way this graph works is in the purple column is our year-to-date actuals through November. It'll be page 3 on my financial report, y'all see it. And on the far right side is how we performed against last year at this point. It's one thing to look how we're doing against budget, but also like to see a trend how we're doing against last year. The biggest revenue item there is our real estate tax or our property tax. It's very similar to what we received last year because we have the accelerated payment times, I guess you can say, for the Prince George's County tax collections of taxes. So we've had just over 3/4%, I mean, 3/4 of the budget received for that item, and the rest will just come in over the rest of the fiscal year as they make their collections. Business personal property tax is still doing very well. Not as well as last year, but this is dependent on filing timelines too. So we should see another bump in December and January, we're hoping, for the October deadlines, and then as people, the late filers come through. If you get down towards the automated traffic enforcement, we've received almost half of what we predicted, and you can see we didn't have any last year because the program, we didn't really start collections last year until about January, but it was really for October, I believe, right, Chief? Something like that. And other revenues is the large one. Most of that's interest. Interest on the funds that are held in our Maryland local government investment pool. And because of the interest rate markets, and the cash that we've invested from the unused ARPA funds, our general funds, and also from automated traffic enforcement. I mean, it's like 150% increase since last year. So, so that's nice, and you can see it's already exceeding budget when we're only, what, 40% through the fiscal year. So that's nice. Yeah. Big smiles, everyone, thumbs up, you know, so. Let's get down. Let's get down to the department budgets, and this is how we track everything, obviously. And there's detailed pages behind this, and this is just a quick flash summary. Mayor and council budget is up ahead of budget, and that is because of the community events budget. We're very community events heavy from July through November, and that's going to trail off here. Well, December's not on here. Okay, I know. I could jump ahead. No, I was kidding.
But you prepaid some, we did prepay some things from
Yes.
December and November, so you.
That's
got
correct.
some
Yeah,
right.
yes,
So they're right.
you're correct, yeah. So, the next three departments I call the administrative departments are very small. Overall, I think they are under budget, and that's for town administrator, town clerk, and finance office. Public safety, of course, our largest department combined with the speed camera expenses. Public safety was up mainly because of overtime. I'm not sure if I didn't put enough overtime in there, or we've been down some positions and trying to backfill those positions and everything. Plus, we have the holidays that are pretty heavy from July through November as well. So that is additional overtime. So I'm hoping that's going to smooth out, because we're only 5 months into the year, so it could smooth out by, the next 3 or 4 months. Public Works is running, if you see it, that's 708,000 versus what we did last year at 417,000. The reason why that is up is because we had a large project of $200-some thousand for 57th Avenue. I think that was a couple months ago or something, 3 months ago. Yeah. Yep. ARPA projects. We spent about a third of the ARPA funds. And I'd like to go ahead and just go down to the ARPA dashboard. I only really have time for about a minute on that, unfortunately. I'm flying through here, I'm sorry, y'all, for people watching. You can see it up on screen. Yeah. I wish I could blow this up. I don't have time to do it, though. Wait a minute. There we go. So, cumulative, we spent about 73% of the ARPA funds. That's between last year and this year. So you can see we have about about a quarter left of the ARPA funds, and this says December 31st. I jumped the gun. It's really, November. It is December. So, and you can see what we spent this year already and the balance of the funds in this yellow column. We have a large balance of funds still in the business and nonprofit assistance. Rental and mortgage assistance is quickly being used, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And we have the capital funds for the large capital projects obviously have not happened there. So that's a real quick snapshot of that, and trying to keep in time here.
And the capital will come out,
Yeah.
Yeah, that capital fund will be spent in probably by March, April. So that is coming out. I just wanted to kind of say, do not think that's extra money because that will be coming out in March, April.
And have one more thing to talk about is the tax differential. We received the tax differential decision, and what a tax differential is, real quick in a couple minutes. That's not it, sorry. I'm blowing it, I'm gonna lose time. Okay, so let's get right to the chart. The chart's up there. Okay, that one? Okay, I can't see that chart. Okay, it's not showing on my screen. What is represented at the top there is the county available funds for tax differential. So out of the, I have to get to this chart, y'all, I'm sorry.
You may want to explain what tax differential is because we have a new councilwoman.
Yeah, tax differential is a duplication of services. Yeah, I need that. Thank you. Yeah, the public's not going to see it though, unfortunately. Thanks.
I was going to say, you have to, I'm sorry.
I have 25 windows open, I'm sorry. A tax differential is a reduction in the real estate taxes and business personal property taxes paid by residents and business owners in the town for what's called duplication of services. So pretty much the residents will get a break or a discount, I should say, that's the best way to describe it, off the county portion of the tax bill. So the county is charging $1 per thousand of assessed value. There is, Bladensburg residents receive a 13-cent discount. So instead of paying the full tax, they pay 87 cents on the dollar. And that's because we have our own public works department and our own public safety department. And between those two, they are responsible for about 95% of our tax differential. And then a smaller amount goes to what we contribute to the fire department and also for street lights and what we do for our community programs. So the more we do, I mean, we spend money as a town on these services for the residents, but then the residents also receive a discount off of the county property tax for the services. So this year's decision is, if I can pull it up here, 1 second.
And Vito, just
While
to kind
you're
of
pulling
add
it
to
up,
what,
yeah.
while he's pulling it up, when we had the meeting with the county, they have changed their formula a bit. They removed some of the programming that we do for senior programming. We no longer get a tax differential amount for that because the parks are also providing that.
Yes.
So they took that away from us, but they added, and they didn't want to first give us fire, but they're now giving us fire from ARPA funds if we make ARPA donations. But they added something else that we do that actually came. I think it was the programming for youth that was added.
Don't pay attention to that timer.
Yeah.
So.
So there are some changes to it every year.
Yeah.
The county changes this formula, and so we always look at what our services are, and we try to maximize the services that we're providing so that our residents get back the most possible. And so Vito, I would have to just say that he does a really good job of that, and I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledge that on the record, that he does make sure that we get every dime back for our residents in regards to tax differential, because we always try to put something, we try to make sure that we're showing all the services we're doing. So, thank you,
And
Vito.
not only do you do it the first time around, but you're great at appealing
Yes.
the
Appeal every
decisions
decision.
He
and
does.
going back
He goes
Yeah.
back.
and asking. So we appreciate your efforts on that.
And just so the residency on this chart that came up here, most of the county funding, it goes towards education and debt service. So they only have, out of their dollar tax rate, they only have 24 cents on a dollar to give for tax differential, because the largest piece of their pie is going towards education, obviously. And you can see what kind of the trend here of what the towns received for the tax differential over the last 14 years. And it's really not dependent on what, so much as what we submit as what the county has available to give to municipalities. And then you make your best case, you bring your best case forward to fight for pretty much every penny of it. So that's about all I have. I know that was quick, a lot of information jammed in there, but it's, I just wanted to be able to share out to the public. If you all have any questions.
That was really helpful. Any questions from the council? Nope, I think you were pretty thorough, and I know we couldn't go through everything, but just reading through the financial report was immensely helpful, so thank you for putting that together, Mr. Tonelli. So we'll move toward new business items. We discussed at length our legislative session items, so I don't know that we need to repeat that necessarily. Did anyone have any additional comments? For those who are tuning in now but did not see our work session, I recommend going back and listening to the discussion on the legislative items. Again, we took an extended amount of time to talk through the issues and get feedback from everyone. So at this time, we'll move forward and turn it over. Oh, go ahead, Councilmember Brown.
And to that point, absolutely. And just want to add that our Tony Perez, and they were here and they presented, and we have a list that's going to be presented to Tony Perez and company, so you all will be able to see that as well.
I was going to
It's very
ask for one
extensive.
clarification, Mayor, and
Sure.
so that we can get a motion, just to make sure. I just wanted to go through the ones in the public safety really quickly with you, so that we can make sure that we do support watch for those, because that wasn't, I just want to make sure that I'm clear. So do you mind if I just go through those very quickly with you? It's in
Yes,
the
I just want to
attachment.
note we're at 7:53, and I think the
Yeah.
other notice is for 8.
Yes, I just want 2
we're
seconds.
just gonna be a
Yeah.
little late.
We're gonna be
Yep.
a little late. I just wanted to make, just really quickly, just to make sure that I have the first 8, to be honest with you. So, some of the other ones in regards to the firearms offenses, would you like us just to watch and support, or just watch and update everything that's on here? And that way, we can just say watch and support or watch neutral for most of them, and use that as my direction.
Yeah, so when we got toward the end, from the discussion, because of the juvenile component with crime and how we've gone so far in the other direction that there's really no deterrent for juvenile youth breaking crime, the discussion was that we were still supporting these, particularly because, for example, on the parent accountability, LR 1134,
Yeah.
if you have a child who's 13 years old, they're out in the middle of the night committing crime, clearly there's a problem in the home. And so we were discussing the importance of having the consequences for parents, also the involvement of juvenile services along with social services intervening. And so LR 113 addresses that.
And
And
then
so I
L-
thought we had
Yeah.
said, because that component is so high, that we wanted to support these as well, and would just send over the full list. But tell
Okay.
me if I'm not remembering.
I just wanted
Correct.
to confirm all that. So I just
Yeah.
wanted, that's the only thing I wanted to confirm. And what I can do is I will send the council before I send it send it to the mayor, to council, saying, these are the ones that we're supporting and watching, and that way I'll put them all into the same kind of list.
Yep.
And that way you have them. I just wanted to confirm that action, so thank you.
Yeah, and if you need a clean copy of this, because I have a bunch of highlights and notes on mine, I can get that from Councilmember Watson's website. It's on there. And then, also for the residents too, we're excited that our very own Chief Tyrone Collington is the president, it's official now, right? President of the Prince George's County Chiefs Association. So having him, yes. Not only is he an asset to Bladensburg, but now he's sharing the wealth with Prince George's County. Just don't share too much of the secret sauce there. But in light of that, what we talked about at the work session was for some of these bills, it'll be important to have Chief going to testify, not just for us, but also because of the support for the Chiefs Association, but also having letters of support and testimony from the town. So we're kind of hitting on both sides to really maximize our impact. But again, Chief, we're so happy with your appointment and know that you're going to do great things with the association. Does that help?
That helped. I just wanted
okay.
to get that confirmation on the record. Thank you very much,
Okay,
Mayor.
perfect. And now, without further ado, Councilmember Blood. Okay.
Happy New Year, to everyone. What I want to do is bring back the Community Leaders Roundtable. It's a meeting that the former mayor, he started with Elizabeth Seaton and all the apartment complexes, the managers. We all met and we talked about different things that was going on inside the building. And I think that'd be good to reach the apartment heads because they don't believe in politicking in their building. But this is a way for them to let their residents know through letters that we having meetings and just to talk to them a little bit about what's going on in Bladensburg, along with having the chief or someone on the staff to attend the meetings to talk about crime, because back then was a lot of graffiti that they was having problems with, but it worked. And we could just, my thing is trying to bring more residents into this meeting, by Facebook, by any social media part will come in, just to bring in more people instead of the ones that we normally have, and just using tactics. And I was hoping that I can get someone from Ward 1 to assist with this project, because I don't know the tenants over there. You all know them. I really don't know the tenants because I'm on Ward 2. But to bring everybody in, even the homeowner associations, the school principals, or they can send someone over, because it was really nice. And it's not that they're gonna leave their job. We can do it by webinar. We can do it at a building. We can even do it at town hall, for them to come out. And it's only for an hour with the staff. I just think it's a great way to engage and really get into where their heads are, and let them be more receptive to politics. I mean, letting people know. I mean, I'd like to spearhead this. So.
Thank you for bringing this up,
That's
Councilmember
old.
Blunt. Yes, so I know in the past, I appreciate the reference to, because the ones that I was able to come to, I remember it was more so the property managers from the apartments that would really show up, and that's kind of where my head was, because I thought it was helpful that information could be shared. If someone's a problem tenant at the Phoenix, let's say,
Yeah, there we
to
go.
have the property manager there from Hilltop or Gateway, they could share information to say, this person brings certain activity to your establishment, you need to be made aware, or in other cases, they collaborated on things that they could do together.
Yes.
So, and then also having law enforcement representative as part of the conversation too, so they can share their concerns.
Yep.
Especially because of how we partner so well with the police, having certain surveillance or maybe, additional measures where the crime stats dictate could be helpful. So again, appreciate you stepping up to restart this, and
Real.
yeah, it is. I'm looking at some of the names.
I
I'm
have
like,
to
she's
update.
not here anymore, and this person.
But
Yeah.
just to show
But
you
it brings
how
back,
big it was.
Yeah,
Yes, it
it
was
brings
real
back
big.
memories for sure of the effectiveness that former Mayor James
Yes.
was able to accomplish with that. So
Yes.
again, thank you for moving this forward. And then we'll talk to our Ward 1 team members and see if we have a volunteer to help, or I can assist either way.
Okay, that's fine.
But, okay, thank you.
We'll support.
So
Thank you.
at this time, we'll move into staff reports. And first up, we have Treasurer Tonelli. Okay. We appreciate it, because I think Chief Collington has a lot to share on public safety. So Chief, we'll turn it over to you. It was a busy December, huh?
Yes, good evening, once again, Mayor, Council, community, colleagues. Man, I was really planning on being, different this year in 2024, being a little shorter, being in compliance with the timer.
The timer says 8 minutes. For those who didn't see it a second ago, was that intentional?
But I just want to, once again, just thank the mayor and council for the support, first and foremost, because we couldn't do what we do without the mayor and council support. So we really do appreciate that. And I want to say, as a chief, it's a pleasure working with the mayor and council, working with our town administrator and staff. During the month of December, we engaged in, as you said, a robust community outreach for the month. We had December 1st, we had our Coffee with a Cop, and we invite all of our residents to always follow us on social media, find the dates where we can have Coffee with a Cop. It's no agenda, just have a quick cup of coffee or Danish, and then share some of your input with us about what's going on around the community, because we know you guys are our second set of eyes, and this is a partnership between the police and the community. We had a great time on December the 6th with the senior gathering, which was outstanding. December the 9th, we had our Shop with a Cop this year. We had over 75 students from around Bladensburg, and we had a tremendous turnout, support. The mayor is always there. You know, she likes to lead the way. She did a fantastic speech to thank our partners at Walmart, who have been relentless and showing support to support the community and support our youth activities. So we'd like to shout out Walmart for being a great supporter of the police department. We had our, and then also Port Towns Elementary. Want to give a shout out to Principal Merck for always opening her doors at Port Towns for us to support our community events. We had December the 12th. Want to thank Town Administrator Hedgepath for spearheading the Employee Appreciation Lunch with the Mayor and Council. It was greatly appreciated. You know, this is something that's unprecedented. Our staff are starting to see now that you guys really do support us. You know, it's not us and them. We really do have a very supportive mayor and council, town administrator, so that doesn't go unnoticed. And then December 13th, we had our night with Santa. We opened it up this year to the community, and it was well attended. So I want to just thank the staff and everyone that put that together, to show our young people, our community, that we do care for them. So on a different note, I want to also remind our residents to, as I mentioned, you guys are our second set of eyes. We want to always encourage you to download the free app, My Bladensburg app, so that you guys can, is very user-friendly. You can report any crime that's going on in the community. You can send us tips, potholes, anything that you see, it'll get routed to the appropriate division. So again, download My Bladensburg app on your Apple phones or the Droid phones. How much time I have? Am I at my 3 minutes? You're good. Did it stop? You're good. You're good. The last thing, I just want to encourage everyone to also participate in our security camera program reimbursement, the reimbursement program. Again, we need the video. We want to make sure that if crime occurs in Bladensburg, it's documented. It will help us identify and hold people accountable. So we do want to encourage everyone to join that security camera reimbursement program. So with that, I will leave it there because I think I'm over my 3 minutes.
I think that was
And
more
I
like
just said I was going to do better.
8 to kick off the new year. A lot of good information, Chief, and as always, we appreciate you and code enforcement and all the hard work that you guys do for our community. So next, we will pivot over to Mr. Hall for Public Works, who's also been very, very hard at work.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, staff, audience, residents at home. Just wanted to add a little quick update. One of our co-workers, Gambino Cardozo, had cut his fingers, 2 of his fingers, almost cut them off during the Thanksgiving holiday, and he's been out ever since. I just want everybody to keep him in your prayer. He's doing a little bit better. He's going through therapy right now, but he has a long little road to recovery in, you know. So, but just keep him in your prayers and everything. And and also during the month of December, Public Works assisted with the U-Log event at the town hall right here. And also, we've been working with the police department along with Chief and Kim, removing some unwanted items in the police department so they can, you know, come back and be a little bit more comfortable than it was out there. Yes, sir. And also, MDE, Maryland Department of Environment, did a quarterly inspection at the Public Works facility And what that is we have, years ago, we have entered the stormwater preventive pollution plan. So we've been with them for about like 4 years, and it's kind of like an OSHA. They come and inspect the building, and basically what it is expecting to see what type of runoff we have on the property down there. So during our inspection, we haven't got it back yet, but so far we haven't had any citations or anything like that. Our facility ain't but so big, and we tend to maintain and keep it clean as well too. And also, good thing, Leaf, as Mr. White said, thank you, Mr. White, and I relayed a message to the guys down at the shop too as well. Appreciate that. And we've wrapped up the leaf vacuum service, and happy to say that the Department of Public Works has collected around 37 tons of leaves, 37 to 40 tons of leaves, which is a good bit of leaves that's collected throughout the town. And basically, that's the end of the report. As we had some, holidays through the December, and a lot of guys, taking a little bit of time off, and we had a leaf machine, which is 3 days a week. So we try to do what we could do, and we was fortunate enough to keep on schedule.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hall, and congratulations on the 3 new team members so that you've got some additional help.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. I was going to bring him in on
No,
the
that's fine.
next,
That's fine.
Maybe introduce him. But right now we have 2 right now.
Oh, it's 2.
Yes,
Okay.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect. But thank you for getting the additional support, because we recognize you can only do so much, and having those extra bodies to help with beautification goes a very long way, especially at such a busy time. So we appreciate your efforts.
It's a big
And
help,
then,
and thank y'all.
yes, and it was mentioned in the finance report, but I just can't thank you and the team enough for 57th Avenue, 57th Avenue, 57th Avenue. And then on top of the repavement, but having the foresight to get the machinery to do the line so that throughout the year, we can go back, sharpen those up to ensure our pedestrian crossings are visible, highly visible, not just to pedestrians, to the drivers. It's noted, and we do appreciate your efforts.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Along
So,
with Ms. Hedgepath.
yes, she's on it. Yes, or she's helping you get it done, and we appreciate it. So next we'll hear from, speaking of Hedgepath, Mrs. Bailey Hedgepath for the Town Administrator report.
I'm going to keep mine really short because I know that we are at time. My report has been submitted, but I did want to note that with Mr. Hall, that those leaves that he picked up also are being reused at Eco Farms, and in some ways it supports our green plan. So they're not going into a landfill. They're actually going to fertilize food at Eco Farms. So I think that's one great thing to know how we use them. And again, I just like to thank the staff and everybody for all the help and support that I've had over the last 6 months, being at the town, almost 6 months, I guess, to be at the town administrator. So that's it. But if there's any questions, I can answer them, but I really just wanted to thank everyone today.
Yeah, thank you for jumping in. We didn't sugarcoat it. We let you know there was a lot to be done, and you still said yes to taking the job. So we're thrilled that you're here, showing up every day, smiling, rolling up the sleeves. There's no task too great that you won't help with, and so we definitely appreciate it. And so now we'll move to mayor and council reports, beginning with Councilmember Brown, Ward 1. Oh, I'm so sorry. It was on here as code enforcement and public safety. I'm sorry, not separate. So, sorry, I'll come back. Well, we didn't talk about
Who
the
won?
contest.
Who won?
Yes.
Scott? Who won?
Inquiring minds want to know.
We only had 2 people actually put their request in to participate. One was Miss Dotson, who's a former employee with the town of Bladensburg. And we had another resident in the 5400 block of Annapolis Road who won. So, yeah. So I'll be delivering those gift cards this week.
Excellent. So I think for next year, starting in probably early November,
like
we have to push.
October, November, we're going to push it a lot heavier.
Yes, because there's been times where, well, the one time I went with you, we had residents lobbying, like, my lights are better than theirs.
Yeah.
You know, it was like putting you on the spot.
And
Look
again,
how creative mine is.
We
Don't
just
give
need
it
a
to
lot
them.
more participation, I think,
Yes.
because there are several homes and well, there's several blocks in this community. Almost the whole block does lights on it. So, yeah.
And did you hear the request for
yes, we will
apartments?
consider a lobby for next year.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank
Our
you.
lobby is too small.
You have to get a little creative
We
with
have
the
a
entrance.
community room.
Yeah. All right. So we'll get back over to mayor and council reports again, starting with Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor James. First of all, I would like to say Happy New Year, and also thank the town staff for just a wonderful and amazing 2023. You know, yes. And as we go into this new year, I am going to keep it brief, but I will at this time like to give information about the Maryland General Assembly. So the 2024 session of the Maryland General Assembly begins this Wednesday. The session goes on for 90 days, and I'd like to give this information because I encourage our residents to follow the bills, know what's going on, and participate. So all bills must be passed by the House and delegates, by the House of Delegates and the Senate by midnight on April the 8th. A bill that passes both houses and is reconciled, meaning that exactly the same version passes both chambers, because sometimes they come back and forth and they have revisions and different revisions. So then it goes to Governor Moore for his signature, and only after that will a bill become law. Now, already 600 bills have been pre-filed before the legislative session has even started. So these bills will formally be assigned to a committee after the session officially opens this coming Wednesday. Every bill introduced by the mid-session deadline will be heard by a committee, and it is expected that there will be as many as 3,000 bills introduced this year. Yes. Now, many of the good bills introduced, there are going to be many introduced, but only a number of them that will be passed. That's limited, and sometimes I think it's averages between 900 to 1,000 to maybe 1,500. So not all of the bills are passed that are introduced, and some of them may not even get to be heard. So I do want you all to know that some of the bills that they are looking at, renters issues, just cause evictions, Tenant Safety Act, Emergency Rental Assistance, Tenants Property Act, labor issues, elections. They're going to have one that talks about special elections legislation, environmental bills, Better Building Act, and some other bills, Access to Care Act, Commission on Universal Health Care. So there are many bills. So some information, you can make sure that you know who your legislators are, who your delegates are, and who your senators are. So you can always email them or call their offices. And most times their chief of staff, their phone numbers are available in their emails. And if you want to go to the website is mdlegislative.com. That's mdlegislative.com. Thank you.
Thank you for that update, Councilmember Brown. Next, we'll continue with Ward 1, moving over to Councilmember Dixon.
Thank you, Mayor James. Happy New Year again, everyone, to the council. Happy New Year. I'm going to say I had a great December with the council and the community. And that with Santa was amazing. Thank you, Sean. It was so amazing. I had a great time. I was just so excited to see the smile on the kids' face. You know, it's all about showing them love and gratitude. Also, thanks to the town for the employee luncheon. I had a great time getting to know a little more of my colleagues, which was amazing. And the Christmas meal giveaway was amazing. I also had the opportunity to volunteer at the Brentwood Christmas giveaway, which was really good. I had a great time. Again, just seeing the kids and the smile on their face, getting their gifts was amazing. Also, just keep keep one of our residents in your prayers who lost her grandbaby. She did send an email, and of course, I give her some encouraging words on behalf of the town and the council. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Dixon, and again for jumping in at a busy time between the food giveaway for the holidays and all the other toy drives and everything. It was definitely appreciated and having your support. We will move on to Ward 2 with Councilmember McBride.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. Glad to see you back. Councilmember McBride, let's see, what did I do? I attended the PGCMA meet and greet. I attended the Coffee with a Cop at Walmart. I attended the Seton Elementary with Santa Claus, which I truly enjoyed. I even got to do a, what's the thing? With the camera go around.
Oh, the 360.
Yeah.
A night with Santa.
A night with Santa. And I got a picture with my fellow constituents. But it was nice. There was a few other things I attended, but I really took some time out and really focusing on what I want to do going forward. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Councilmember McBride, and again for just being there to support a very busy, event-filled December. We appreciate you showing up. All right, and speaking of busy, Councilmember Blunt had a busy December.
Again, Happy New Year's to everyone. Of course, yes, I love the seniors, and they showed out and did their thing in the police department. And Sean, thank you for being there with the tables, me and tables, But thank you all so much for always being supportive when I do with the seniors, Chief. I'm not going to say anything, but we do plan to get you out there on that grill. we do. You can't cheat your way out this year. So also thanks my colleagues for supporting the things I do. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And also I would like to tell everyone out there, we really, really need your support. We do a lot. We do a lot for this community, and we need you all. We need you all to show up, tune in, and just talk to us. Send us emails. Get engaged. Let us know that you're out there and you do appreciate us as well. So please, hopefully see you at the next council meeting in February. And I know we have some things planned, Trina, with Black History Month, so please look forward to seeing some of the things that's going on in February for Black History Month. But again, please get engaged and be a part of the town hall, not only to receive, but to also give back. Thank you.
Wow, I feel like that's the note to end on. Oh my gosh, how do I come after that? Jeez. But no, great job again with the second annual senior gala. Seeing the smiling faces on our, senior residents was totally worth it. As you know, sometimes that can be a depressing time for people. They can be lonely because they don't have interaction with their families. But these folks were smiling, coming in the door, and just so happy meeting other residents from the community. And that goes back to that whole sense of coming out, getting to be a part, knowing the officers, getting connected. And so I appreciate you bringing that vision.
I really thank you for taking over the mic. I didn't know what to say. Can you take this? I had to listen to that.
Oh my
Thank you
gosh.
so much. It was
And the king and queen, Councilmember Blunt.
That was, oh my God, the king and queen was so beautiful. He was so happy. He said, I guess I can't find a queen.
Right. So for those who weren't there, just so it wasn't favoritism, Councilmember Blunt gave everyone a ticket, and they had to well, she, after she got all the tickets, had to pick, and based on that, we would know who the king and queen were. And it took a few takes to get to the queen.
Yes.
We selected the king first, and he was standing there going, am I ever going to get a queen? Because it took a few times. I don't know if we were reading the numbers too fast or somebody went to the bathroom every time she
No, I
called the
made a
number.
mistake.
But it worked out in the
Yes,
end,
it
and they had a lovely time. So again,
Yes.
thank you so much for helping us build that sense of community. So for my report, it is written a few highlights. I was honored to be selected by MML to serve in representation for them on the Governor's Maryland 250 Commission. So basically, leading up to July 4th, 2026, we will be commemorating the 250th anniversary of our nation and our independence from Britain. So we will be developing, or we have developed some planning, timelines, activities, such as kind of piggybacking off of the Citizens Police Academy, doing a civic academy and encouraging other communities across the state to do the same thing, to the point that Councilmember Blunt raised, getting people out, connected, knowing your community, but understanding how your government works, understanding how to be a part of it, and hopefully one day running for a government. So appreciate that opportunity to serve. Participated in, as was noted before, Shop with a Cop. We also on the same day had our Christmas holiday meal giveaway with Now Foundation and Victory Grace Center. Mrs. Hedgepath was our lead as far as the staff, and we just appreciate the collaboration with the nonprofit community, but also Principal Lisa Faulkner Jones, who opened Bladensburg High School and also made her staff available to us. And so that was a tremendous effort where we were able to feed 400 families, which is remarkable when you count out how many people per family that we were able to reach. Also attended MML State of the Municipality. Dr. Basu from the SAGE Policy Group is a brilliant economist, and so just hearing his takeaways on where the state of the economy is, considerations that we need to be thinking about as we go into budget season, the impacts of inflation on our residents and the cost of consumer goods and utilities and all these other things, and how we're thinking about using these tax dollars is really going to be helpful, I think, as we move forward. We're continuing conversations with SHA, improving pedestrian safety along Annapolis Road. So we had that follow-up call with them last month as well, and we'll continue talking with them. I did restart the business owners roundtable, so we have a meeting with them at the latter part of this month, and really just want to understand what the business owners need, how we get them to collaborate, giving public safety updates, and also hearing from them if there are some thefts or any sort of concerns in the business areas. We want that opportunity to be able to get that information to Chief and his team firsthand. And then also to improve community engagement. Councilmember Brown is helping us bring back our quarterly or bi-monthly community meetings, and so the first one is scheduled for January 20th, and the theme will be public safety. And so we'll put out the agenda after we get through tonight. We'll get that out to the community, but the idea is we want to put that theme out there. You come, hear what we have to say. We can talk about the public safety legislation that we talked about tonight, encouraging residents to sign up, testify if they support those legislative asks. So looking forward to really getting the community involved in a number of ways. Councilmember McBride is restarting the Pastoral Lay Council, which is another way that for our faith-based community, we want them involved as well, and participating in volunteer opportunities, just helping us to connect with more people. There's only 5 of us. We only have so many staff, and so in order for us to maximize our impact, we really need every part of the community helping us to move this community forward. And I'm reminded the time of the Public Safety Community Forum is 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on January 20th. Thank you. This is why you have to have the team working together. So with that, that completes our council reports for tonight. I will now call for a motion to adjourn. It is publicized, I believe on the board out front and online. We are going into a closed session. So we'll ask for a motion to adjourn tonight's council meeting.
I so move.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye. Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. We're adjourned. Good night, everyone.
Good night.